Okay, good morning, everyone. Today is another day for Twitch Prime Games. And on today's recipe list, is Dear Esther. We have the Landmark Edition. It's an exploration game, adventure game by the Chinese Room, developed by the Chinese Room. So we're gonna take a look at this today. I kind of figured since we're doing PC streams, just PC streams. I don't know if we'll go the full 4 hours today. So we'll see what happens. And go ahead and switch over to the game here. Yep. There it is. Okay. And we can turn off our lovely Animal Crossing background music. Let me turn the music up a little bit. And I think I should look okay. Alright, so we've got our window down. What about keyboard and mouse? Okay. That does have controller support. We are going with keyboard and mouse. I'm pretty sure my mobile mouse needs a new battery and I'm not gonna go grab it, so we'll just stick with pad and mouse. We won't do commentary. It's something we could do like the second time around, kind of like with Day of the Tentacle.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
So we're on a ramp. Looking out. So we're basically on an island that's dead now. No lighthouse. Let me see, does arrow key work? No, it's WASD. I think I've seen somebody play this before, but I'm not sure. Okay, flashlight automatically comes on. I can't pick anything up. I wonder if we'll be prompted to. Let me see. No, just for controller. Okay. But yeah, it's literally abandoned. This is what it says. That's what it looks like. Hey, it's a carbon molecule. So we have single chain carbon with, oh my god. This brings me back to organic chemistry. So guess what's in front? I think, is it the OH that's in front? And then the dash line is in back? Somebody tell me I'm wrong. So in this case, it's CH3 and then CH2OH. And C2H5OH. I don't know what that is. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Because I'm not familiar with that. So, C2H5OH. Ethanol. Also called ethyl alcohol, grain alcohol, drinking alcohol, or simply alcohol. Alrighty. So why though? Did alcohol ruin this town? It's kind of weird. It's a little weird. But I think that's it over here. Actually, I wonder. This would be better with a working mouse instead of the pad, in all honesty. Alright, let's put this back in. Take this puppy out, which will work in a controlled environment. Okay, put her in. Look at that. Green is Christmas lights. Alright, I'm gonna close this now. Next best bet, steal from a TV remote. Okay. Whoa, what did I just do? Ah, so right click is to zoom in. Okay. Okay. Is that a heron? Whoa. Is there anything else painted in here? It's like someone wanted to blow this up. Okay. Take the low path and then we'll take the high path. Seems to be running okay. The wet rocks. Just wonder if there's anything down here. It's just so gloomy. Trash. It's trash. Yeah, broken like crab crates, fish crates. Just wood.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions, whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
Waiting for it to unravel. What is this? I wonder how long that stayed on the sand, because if it, especially, it looks like it rains quite a bit.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Ah. This place is just abandoned. It's like an old island that used to be very well inhabited is now no longer that. Can it not? Okay. Oh, either click does that. Okay. I can't walk on those rocks. Okay. All right, so we'll go back up to Mountain Hill. This broken piece of land. See, we go from one game to another where we're stuck on an island of some sort. If we are human and we cannot fly. I feel like I'm walking smooth, but the game feels like it's dragging just a little bit. It's like, just dip your toes in. And stare out at the nothingness that is the sea. And the lighthouse. That someone painted the chemical symbol for ethanol on. And we walk really slow. There's no running. You just take your time. Okay, up here, so follow the path. No signs or anything.
A wonderful sight. The moon cresting the junction between the cliff path and the stone circle. It cast a shadow of the ridge across the beach, all the world as if you had signed your name in untidy handwriting.
Untidy. Not messy, untidy. Okay, let me see. Options, video. I feel like this is too small, but it could be doable. I feel like it was lagging a little bit. This doesn't seem like it's any better. I mean, like, maybe slightly better, but not by a whole lot.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
It is also of the mind. Oh, so this island is condemned, basically.
I quote directly: a motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most God-forsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
So I wonder. Like Mr. Ollivander. Over? No. I wonder, I wonder. It's like ASMR.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Alright, I want to turn it up just a little bit. Come on. There we go.
I find myself increasingly unable to find that point where the hermit ends and Paul and I begin. We are woven into a sodden blanket, stuffed into the bottom of a boat to stop the leak and hold back the ocean. My neck aches from staring up at the aerial. It mirrors the dull throb in my gut where I am sure I've begun to form another stone. In my dreams, it forms into a perfect representation of Lot's wife, head over her shoulder, staring along the motorway at the approaching traffic in a vacuum of fatalistic calm.
Okay, so we have a neuron here. It's a multi-dendritic. Is it? I think so. This is neat. Science, man. And there's stuff down here. Looks like an olive. No. Ugh, I can't remember. I can't see what's over here. So we got CH3, COH, and then what? What's over here? Or is it cut off? Or either I can't see it and that's supposed to be an I. CH3COI? For I, does that even, I can look, see if it comes out as an actual molecule. Okay, so CH2CH3OH and then I. It's probably nothing. Yeah. Only because it's incomplete. So maybe it's the same thing as alcohol as the first one was. What is this? I mean, it makes me think of an octopus. But honestly, I don't know what this is. Does it look like anything familiar to me? At that. Let's look at these down here. So I guess these are singles. That's what they... This looks like singles. Or one way. That's, yeah, single or one way, I'm not sure. I still don't know what this is. This doesn't look anything familiar to me. I think it looks like an octopus or a squid. Or a parasite. But is there nothing? I don't think there's anything else in here, is there? It's a closed off cave. Alright, so we have alcohol. We have neurons. And something else that I can't identify. Are people going crazy like painting these things everywhere? Get out of the water. Will I drown? Yes. Okay. We're not doing that. Not doing that. Alright, so we followed the path down here. Follow this one. Yeah, this music sounds really familiar. Maybe it's just the notes. Oh, is it axodendritic? Multidendritic? A soma. Kinda triggered me for a second. But it's just water.
I've become convinced I am not alone here, even though I'm equally sure it is simply a delusion brought upon by circumstance. I do not, for instance, remember where I found the candles, or why I took it upon myself to light such a strange pathway. Perhaps it is only for those who are bound to follow.
This is so sad. He's basically just kept anyone from coming here. Something's gone wrong.
Come back.
Whoa. So, like, you can kill yourself. So it's like, what's keeping him alive? What keeps him going? Yeah, I think we should go right, see if there's anything. Or if it'll allow us to go up here. I'm gonna say no. So we'll go ahead and move forward. That's weird. Well, I mean, he did mention that there's not only like a physical sickness, but a sickness of something else, which you would assume is mental illness of some sort, which would make sense for the neurons to show up. Alcohol. So, I mean, people medicate with alcohol. And then whatever that was, if that's what caused the plague, that's the bacteria, virus, parasite of some sort. So it makes all sense. Makes all of the sense.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome break services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
All ashore that's going ashore. Alright, so I guess we'll go up here first and then go down there. Whatever's going on over here. Those ships, the abandoned ships. I do like the music, I'll give it that. Are we gonna go to the buoy? Or the dinghy? We're gonna go to the dinghy. Yes, that's what I said, Orville. It's a dinghy.
It's only at night that this place makes any sluggish effort at life. You can see the buoy and the aerial. I've been taking to sleeping through the day in an attempt to resurrect myself. I can feel the last days drawing upon me. There's little point now in continuation. There must be something new to find here. Some nook or some cranny that offers a perspective worth clinging to. I've burnt my bridges. I've sunk my boats and watched them go to water.
He's ready to commit suicide. That's what it sounds like to me. And I guess I was right, it was buoy. And what I always thought buoy, I mean, I guess there's multiple types. I remember the ones you put on the side of boats to keep them from smashing into the dock and ruining the outside and then causing holes and... But dinghy, I always thought were those things in the middle, like with the lights on. But you know, I could be wrong. Maybe every dinghy is a buoy, but not every buoy is a dinghy. Okay, can I walk down here now? Okay. It's like he's not ready to die, but he wants to die. But he also wants something to give him the reason to live. That's madness, I tell you. I look around these ships. I can't climb on them, but I wonder if there's anything marked with paint. But so far I don't see anything. Maybe I should have kept going left. Oh well. It's just more of the same sunken ships. That's a wind. Is this
There
where it
must be a
ends?
hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
What this? Oh yeah, and we also saw the thing in the sand. Is this like supposed to be a conduit of some sort, or is it just making up words? Huh. I'm not familiar with architectural drawings or physics drawings, electrical drawings. So you just have one single straightaway pathway with two somethings in the middle across from each other, like a broken bridge. And then we have that map thing on the sand. So, just like he said when they revealed the chalk, so it's probably written in chalk where the others were written in paint. What up, Miss Jubies? And then I guess we'll go that way. So maybe it was good that we went left.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Opaque by the car of a drunk. Makes me think that she's dead. The writings of a maddened widower. Just watching the dog out of my corner of the eye. She's doing something. I don't know what she's doing, but she's doing something. Trying to get a spot to lay down. She just flipped a pillow. She's fucking hilarious. So this is where we were before, yeah? That wasn't weird at all. So is there another path I can follow? Because this essentially led us up here. Did I miss something? Anything along here? so the two paths did diverge here. I didn't even notice that at first. Okay, let me walk back around. Oh, I gotta get my foot out from under a dog. And we're walking. And walking some more. Okay, let me walk along this line here. Because it did originally fork. So maybe we'll see something else. And maybe there was something I just didn't notice. It's all the debris. Debris. Oh yeah, I guess there's a pathway over here. Alright, I'm gonna put my jacket on. It's feeling a little cold. It's honestly like right temperature outside, so the air shouldn't kick on, but it's been dark and rainy for most of the morning, so we haven't had sunlight like we did yesterday for the good most part of the day. I know, Orville. I'm moving around and you're just not having it, are you? I'm disturbing your sleep. Yo, man. Alright, let me sip this up. Oof. And then we'll continue. Okay. I know I gotta get sorted again, sorry. There's just so much going on. Alright? You can't blame me. Alright, now we can continue. It's a little bit more comfortable. Let me put the mic up a little bit. There's 3 tiers to this? But do they all end up in the same place? No, they don't. What is this?
Is this what Paul saw through his windscreen?
Shit.
Not Lot's wife looking over her shoulder, but a scar in the hillside, falling away to black forever.
Yeah, let's not fall into that. Or we could and see what happens. Bum ba dum ba dum. Is that our house? Or a house? One of many houses?
I've begun to climb, away from the sea and towards the center. It is a straight line to the summit, where the evening begins to coil around the aerial and squeeze the signals into early silence. The bothy squats against the mount to avoid the gaze of the aerial. I too will creep under the island like an animal and approach it from the northern shore.
And climb we shall.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
So if we die, it tells us, well, not all stories. Also, that makes sense. The cave, the nerves. Alright. What you want, puppy? I need 2 hands. I do. I totally need 2 hands. You need to go out? Well, she didn't respond. What's Gertie doing? She's standing by the door. Okay. Let me go into this house, or this barn-looking thing, and then I'll let you all out. Okay. I need to, ew. Oh, there's another one. Is it another out? Now it's just arrows. So everything's degraded into arrows. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna let the doggos out. I'm gonna be right back. All right. Dogs do not know what they want. But we did go ahead and get our food ready for later, which will be popcorn and Skippy, PB, and J bites. I decided not doing a protein shake today. Not feeling like messing with it. Can I go inside?
Three cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books. The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home.
Dude. So depressing. Is this another one? So this is like that octopus-looking creature. Looks a little bit different, but it's still pussy looking. All right, can I? And I think it's the same way down on the other side. So down we go. They're such turds. You all wanted to go outside, and now you're just laying in front of the door. Y'all are turds. The biggest of the turds. Can I fall off the side of the cliff? Tell me a story.
Come back.
Okay. So he says that if there's no story to tell. Interesting. But I wonder if that happens all the time, or if there are instances. I don't know. Or if I was just at a particular portion when I fell off the cliff before. And then it wasn't a big deal because the story message was next. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave the door open until I see a fly. And then once I see a fly, it's gotta get closed. How you doing, Orville? Oh! Oh god, your claws. You know what, let's go ahead and drown ourselves. Let's see what happens.
Come back.
Okay. I was just really curious. Is it a pot? It's a pot. Can I walk along? No. Guess you can't. He's pretty solid about, just walking on the water. I can imagine this is what some of the old lonely islands look like. Or inhabited, or used to be inhabited, and now are uninhabited. That's where we came from. You can see the light glistening off the water on the rocks. It's a sea monster. Maybe that's what that octopus drawing is. It's a sea monster. All these theories. No. Looks like an old mast. And these look like old ship parts. So maybe there was a ship that degraded here. Or that was used.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Just want to see if there's like any drawings or anything over here. No? Okay. Nothing that I see anyway. Alright. In the caves we go then. Wait in, Jibbies. What is this? The luminous cave. A single candle. Not ominous at all. Ah. That's funny as shit. When she's playing, she puts her ears back. Maybe she's listening for something too. What are you, Jubilee? Are you listening for something?
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. I can hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
The return of the gulls. What? All these stalactites and stalagmites. Look at that. Again, one random single candle. So I guess whatever's down here is probably like an algae that produces biofluorescence or bioluminescence. No lie, looks kind of fuzzy. Oh, there's mushrooms. It's the spores. I think...
It was as if someone had taken the car and shaken it like a cocktail. The glove compartment had been opened and emptied with the ashtrays and the boot. It made for a crumpled museum, a shattered exhibition.
Okay, so this is another one. So this is a... God. So C6. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I should have left 4G on or something. All right, so C6. C6. H. So it's 1, 2, 3. So H1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, H7. I can't like point to where C6 shit. So C6, 6, H7, 7, NH2 and OH2? Or NH2 and then OH2. OH2. Okay, that doesn't work out. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 6-membered ring. Oh, is it a double bond? I think it's a double bond. So on the right sides, you can kind of see a hash mark. Oh, there's another chain. So actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that doesn't have any. It's got 1. That doesn't have any. It's 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's actually C5. It's really hard to see. H5. So we have OH2, and then it's CH2, CH2. So it's 2 CH2. H5, CH2, CH2. But it has 2 alcohols on it. So it's definitely a benzylamine, but this particular formula, I'm not finding. I can just say OH. 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 Oh ho ho! I don't do anything. Name? So I guess technically even think I can name this if I wanted to. So it's a benzene ring with 2 carbon double bonds, 2 OH, so 2 alcohol groups, 1 carbon chain to a amine group, I think. Unless, yeah, that's an H2. Tell me that don't look like a spaceship. And that thing again. And there's that again. The arrow's pointing up. Alright, I want to figure out what this is. Son of a bitch. And I can't. But it's 2 CH2s. Because there's 2 little breaks. Fuck. Oh, well, I guess, yeah. It's the, what, the OH groups is an ethyl. So that side with the 2 OHs is an ethyl. Well, the one side's an ethyl. So diethyl? Two-phenyl diethyl amine, maybe? Maybe. Is that even a... Let me see what that looks like. So 2 phenyl diethyl. Phenyl 2 phenyl 2 phenyl ethanol. What does that look like? No, that's not it. Damn. It's not even... I can't. I would need, like, a chemistry book. And I forgot, like, what order. And would it be an OL? Or, I mean, would it be an alcohol? Or would it be an amine? I mean, that's going to be an ethylamine. Let me... A hydroxyl, that's what it is. It's called a hydroxyl group. That's the alcohol. Okay. So, let's see if that's 1. Say that's 1, where the ethylamine is, where the NH is attached. So 1. Let's do 2,3 hydroxyl. 2,3 hydroxyl. Or no, it's 3,4. It's 3,4 hydroxyl. Hold on. 3,4-hydroxyl. To ethylamine. Hydroxy. Maybe? Dopamine? Well, how many? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 C. Is there 11 H's? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 13. Because dope. It's getting close to dopamine. All right, so we have C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do C8, C8, H, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But if it's a double bond, it's 11. So maybe it is dopamine. Let me do 13. We have O2N and O2N. O2N. Or NO2. Because that's the order. NO2. Scoping. So it's dopamine if it's a single. It has to be a single, actually, for NH2, because N needs 3 bonds. N's in the 8th row, and it already has 5 electrons, so it needs 3 bonds. So it has 2 with the H and 1 with the C. Okay, so we found it. It's scopine. Scopine. Can you just show me what it is? Okay, that doesn't help. Scopine. What is scopine? Literature? Let's go to literature. Well, that doesn't help any. What is scopine? What does Wiki say? Scopine is a tropane alkaloid found in a variety of plants, including mandragora root, Senecio mecanoides, Scopolia carniolica, and Scopolia lorida. Can be paired by the hydrolysis of scopolamine. Yeah, but what if like a tropane alkaloid? So it's in plants. What? A tropane alkaloid. We're doing science here. Okay, a tropane alkaloid metabolite can cause poisoning. Medically useful. Let's go to this NCBI. What's it used in drugs? Let's go to this article. So, let's see. As medically useful natural products and their synthetic derivatives as new drugs. Classed as a tropine or an agnonine derivative. Atropine, scopolamine, which are considered to be a multiple anticholinergic drug. So I think that's for Alzheimer's. Second class accommodates the use of principal drugs for the abuse of cocaine. Synthesis, so it's a cocaine antagonist, but it's an anticholinergic, which I think is, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna look that up. An anticholinergic agent is a substance that blocks the neurotransmitter acetylcholine in the center and the peripheral nervous system. These agents inhibit parasympathetic nerve impulses by selectively blocking the binding of neurotransmitter acetylcholine to its receptor in its nerve. Yeah, Parkinson's medication. That's one. Benadryl? Oh, that's a... There are antidepressants. What's are this? Okay. So acetylcholine is actually one of the things that causes amyloid plaque buildup in the brain, which causes memory loss, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. That was the first thing that came to mind. Anything that's a cholinergic, that's what I remember. But of course, anticholinergics happen in all forms, but just like anything, a buildup in the body is, bad for you, causing cancers and whatnot. Okay, so this is a circuit, if anyone doesn't know. That's fucking interesting. So, people are having issues in which they need oh my god, it's like a whole thing. And then, okay, so this makes sense. So you have alcohol, you have an anticholinergic medication formula, which shows up, which is that little molecule there. You have the axons and dendrites, the neurological pathways, and then this electric stuff in between. So that I'm not sure about. Oh my god, this is so cool. Alright, so now we can move on. So again, talking about people who are not well mentally and physically, those anticholinergic drugs help with multiple things, not just memory issues. So that makes a lot of sense. Well, we got anything else to say before we fall into the abyss? Geronimo? I feel like I need to take notes. This is so gorgeous. What y'all doing over there? Girls. Oh, you're hovering over a bone. Jubilee, you're such a bitch sometimes. Guess that's where we're going. If we don't fall over the edge. Okay. Wait, is that another pathway we could have taken? Hold on. We're going that way. If we can. Let me go! Let me go! I can't. Damn. Alright. Well. Wait a minute. Oh, that must have been where we dropped from before. Okay, maybe that's what it was. Okay, never mind. I just wasted everybody's time. Oops. I know, if I had a drawing thing, I would have take a picture. Well, I guess I could have. Damn it. I didn't know this was gonna be so involved. I mean, I guess you could, like, just pass it by and it'd be no big thing. Honestly. Like, I'm not sure how many people who've played this would know how to decipher a chemical symbol, a compound, to its backbone and then be like, okay, this is what it is. You know, it's... You hardly get to that in regular chemistry about identifying groups and numbers and chains and all that. Now we're inside the mother womb. And And the space is getting tighter. Can you imagine this is what giving birth looks like from the inside?
If the caves are my guts, this must be the place where the stones are first formed. The bacteria phosphoresce and rise, singing through the tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall, like a tide. Perhaps the whole island is actually underwater.
Jesus Christ. It makes you wonder, like, how these things start and how they're built. Holy shit. That's about as far as that goes on this side. Okay. Yeah, that current is strong. It could carry me. Up, more circuitry. When I had physics, I really didn't understand any of this stuff. I kind of wish I do now. Really didn't have many labs that went into it. But maybe it doesn't have anything to do. I mean, okay. So as a whole, it has everything to do with circuitry. Between an open and closed circuit sections, where your nodes are. But I'll tell you, I don't honestly know jack shit other than that. Some more writing. Alright, yeah, we're gonna walk back on that side too. So. I just wish you could walk faster. That's all. It's apparently a really strong fucking current. Holy crap. Alright, so there's another freaking octopus thing. I just don't know what that... I think that's the only thing I'm confused about. Like, what does that have to do with any of this? So we've got, illness, which was made apparent. You've got chemical symbols for treatment, possible treatments. And then you've got that. Well, the circuit boards. But I don't know what circuitry has to do with this. Unless it's also like a brain. There it is again. Have to do with a brain issue. Or it's a metaphor. It's nice stuff. There's another one. Another axon. Exodendritic. Damn it, I want to look this up now, because is it dendrite to dendrite? So let's look up all the forms of axon, or forms of neurons. So, oh, and it doesn't show like the general term. 4 types of neurons. Okay, so the one that we're seeing, which is the axodendritic ones, which is, where do we see that last? This one. This is multipolar. The one that's pseudo-unipolar because it's branched off. So let's go back. There's another freaking name for it. So this one's pseudo-unipolar because it's branched off. Is that little node in the center was actually attached between the two, I forgot what they're called. I guess the axon itself. Between axons, then it would be bipolar. And then unipolar is where it's just the head and then the dendrites coming down at the bottom. I don't know if it'll show. Okay, it's not frozen. But holy cow! Oh, that hurt. Well, let's go down. I feel like we should go down.
This cannot be the shaft they threw the goats into. It cannot be the landfill where the parts of your life that would not burn ended up. It cannot be the chimney that delivered you to the skies. It cannot be the place where you rained back down again to fertilize the soil and make small flowers in the rocks.
All right. Now I want to go the other way. What this? And this? What is that? I keep seeing that, and I don't know what that is. Are you laying on top of him? What the fuck? Oh my god, they're fucking... I know, you all are a mess. I gotta take a picture of this. We'll post it on Twitter, and this will be a break photo. Okay. Wow. Wow. Alright. Can I not? Oh, I actually can't move forward. Okay. I actually thought that was an exit. I guess not. Again, the same chemical symbol. So I don't know if maybe there's another one and they just add to it. Maybe later. Because the first one was your alcohol, so you had... Yeah. So you just had like the one chain on the side. But this one is not like that at all. So it's been added to. So I wonder if there will be more added to it. What's that? Keyhold Damascus. This is taken. Maybe. And then always. Hold on. And see, this is like your neurological network right here. And this is something else entirely. You have that, so you have what we started with. And then you have this one. And you have just your C bond, your OH. And then this fucking compound. Oh my gosh. Is there a clearer one? "22nd, Damascus is taken." This is just all the way through. Axe on 22.0. What's this? NE. I mean, this makes me wonder. Damascus is taken. I mean, I'm gonna have to say this has everything to do with drugs for everything that these people had to take. And that's a different one. Because now it's definitely gone into organic chemistry. Away from being a city. And it shall be a what? A punis herp? Hemp? Yo, I know someone should correct me because it's really hard to read. Impunis. Aliens. Let's just leave it at that. Aliens. Axe 22D. Animal! Hold on. The hell? Chemical diagrams. Wow, I should have just looked this up before. Oh, so it is dopamine. Okay. Oh, that's replaced with Hebrew letters. Okay. Okay, I was wrong. It was dopamine. But see, like, after doing the numbers, I mean, I could be wrong, so. It's always one or the other. I wish, like... Hmm. I'm just really curious. I mean, it just seems like everything's connected. But I don't think I saw... All right, let's just... I'll have to think about it later. But anyway, they're all drug-related symbols. Even if I don't look them up, we already... I guess the other one was actually dopamine. And then the one drug that we saw, there's an antacid link to it. So, who knows what else? I feel like we should follow the path that's not lit for us.
I sat here and watched two jets carve parallel white lines into the sky. They charted their course, and I followed them for 21 minutes until they turned off near Sanford and were lost. If I were a gull, I would abandon my nest and join them. I would starve my brain of oxygen and suffer delusions of transcendence. I would tear the bottom from my boat and sail across the motorways until I reached this island once again.
Hey, Graver, what's up? I mean, that has to be a circuit. I just don't know what it is of, or what it means. Alright, so I should have walked this way. Or not. Kinda lazy, we're gonna do deliveries later. You know, it's something to do. I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of nothing after this. I gotta go this way. Or at least just making sure I have everything together. Oh man, it's been a long week. Supposed to go this way? Oh, there's so many options. Don't do this to me. I will die and come back to life. It's okay. If I do drown. I thought there would be something over there, but there wasn't. Or maybe I don't see it. And that's the direction it came from. I'm actually surprised the path is lit.
I returned home with a pocket full of stolen ash. Half of it fell out of my coat and vanished into the car's upholstery. But the rest I carefully stowed away in a box I kept in a drawer by the side of my bed. It was never intended as a meaningful act, but over the years it became a kind of talisman. I'd sit still, quite still for hours, just holding the diminishing powder in my palm and noting its smoothness. In time, we will all be worn down into granules, washed into the sea and dispersed.
That's not crazy at all. I stowed away a pocket full of ash. And noted its texture. Can I climb up this way, please? Oh, yes. So this is where it stopped. Okay. It's not exactly linear, but it's what I'm having trouble with. A shrine of paper? What this? Oh, what is that? Is that like Is that what I think it is? There are pads, a bedpan with scissors, clampers, and needle. It's really hard to tell what the hell. But that looks like an electrode. Or I don't really know what they're called. But that surge electricity through your body, like if your heart stops. I think that's what that machine is. Somebody had surgery in that cave of some kind. Let me see if there's anything over here that I missed. More photographs of a car. A car and a car. So I guess just different angles of that car. Excuse me. So if you play this game and you like completely pass by this, like I almost did, you don't get that at all. And there's a whole portion I missed because I fell down a hole. If there was anything. Okay. What is this shrine of? The paint can, the luminescent paint. Nah, you good. I'm looking at these shrines of items that don't exactly make sense to me. The whole beginning of the game, the first thing you see written in that luminescent paint is alcohol. Or ethanol, which is essentially the same thing. The consumable kind. And then you eventually go into cave systems where you start seeing drawings of neurons and some creature-looking thing that looks like an octopus, but not really. This over here, which I'm a little baffled by. The only thing I can be for certain is that somebody had surgery. There's Al and his brother Ethan. Yeah. And they're alcoholic bros. The best of alcoholic bros. I mean, is there a scalpel in there? It's really kind of dark. I can't tell. But there's a scissor clamp, there's maybe just, I don't know. I know it's a needle of something. It's some sort of drug that you can't read. And then, I don't want to call it an ECC machine because that's not what that is. I don't know the term, or I don't remember the term. But anyway, drugs, alcohol, disease, and death. That's what I'm gathering so far. And we're just on the lighthouse. Well, maybe we're past the lighthouse portion at this point, but yeah. And he's on this island all by himself. At least that we know of. And you can kill yourself multiple times. At that. There's a lot of in-between period. Oh, there's some things. Here we go. So this is what some people are calling Greek letters. Not Greek, Jewish letters. But obviously it's a drug of some sort. I don't know if that's the antacid or if there's another one. I would literally need to take time to draw it out myself and then write out the chemical composition in string form and then look it up. Because my knowledge of chemistry is limited to what I did in college. And that was up to Organic 1. Organic, well, I guess Organic Part 1. It wasn't exactly Organic 2. Tire. So this was... That was weird. That's the remnants of the car that was in the photo, I think, earlier. You don't even remember chemistry in college? Yeah. Yeah, I remember some things. They were ingrained into my mind to never be forgotten and to be haunted for the rest of my life. That's kind of how I see it.
There were chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook. He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. He'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
Yeah, like that. Is this backwards? No, it's not. Okay. Let me see if I can read it from here. More aggressively trying to burn themselves with fire next. Yeah, that's a for a regular issue. Okay, so it says a light from heaven shone around him. I think it was him. I mean, I remember burning metals to see what their colors look like and then what they looked like in certain solutions so we could identify them. I remember melting them, which is an interesting thing. Made alcohol, could not drink it. I had a lot of book issues. Should I go up there? I don't know. Well, we'll see. Let me go back.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
So we're gonna assume that he's talking about Esther. Because that's who he's literally talking to. Notes starting as Dear Esther. But yeah, I don't think I could remember every group from a chemical chain if I wanted to. Because damn it, did we have to do it too many freaking times. It's like, oh yeah, there's an alcohol group, there's an amine, there's an amine, or imine. Just pain. Just lots of pain.
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
Well, that's what that was. So why does the story tell you so much later? Or the narrator? Because literally we figure it out before he says it. I guess maybe if you don't see it, but that's kind of dumb. I guess, yeah. Let's go in here before I forget. Let's see if there's anything interesting. Ha! Words. On a sudden... Really? On a sudden? A light from heaven is shone around him, and he fell to the ground. That's what? It's a bird? It's a bird eggs. Okay. Of some sort. Nothing to go over here. But we can walk to the edge of the ramp and drown. But those are more of the boats. Okay. So he had ashes. Ashes of which whatever he had left put on the boat and set sail into the ocean. He didn't have the full urn. He just had these random ashes. The story's all just jumbled up. Lots of quiet. Lots of wind. It's as if you were on an island. I think relative. Oh shit, it started storming again. Just happened to look over and it's like sheets of white outside. I left the door open. It's been raining for like the past 2 days. Consistently. That intermittent dropping of whatever it is. If it's one mega drop from the deck is hitting the ground or something. Maybe some plastic, maybe some metal, who knows. I ain't sticking my head out there right now. And the dogs don't seem to care either. Is there anything, possibly trash, of interest? Well, just follow the light home.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
We will again be one. Should I count myself?
Come back.
Hit every little thing. But that's the reality if you were like to jump off a cliff. You would actually inevitably hit the side continuously until you hit the bottom. And as he was proceeding on his journey. Alrighty. Price eating. I wonder if there's a thing about misspelt items. Oh, is this another one? Really? I can't. And has come near to what? DAM. That's about as far as I can read it. And he has come to something.
If only Donnelly had experienced this. he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
And he was there days without sight. Because syphilis, doesn't it blind you? It can blind you. And neither did he eat or drink, I think is what that said. Syphilis is just terrible. Just terrible. It's not something that we see here in the States, though.
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended, these wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight, I will take flight.
That's screen tearing. He'll take flight and he'll kill himself. I think it's like the third time he's mentioned, like, committing suicide. Nothing written in here. Ah, there it is. So originally what we saw with this was just the symbol for ethanol, but now you see other things now attached. Alright, see you, Griever. Have a nice day. And then this, which is... it's a nitro group there on the end. So you have two imine groups, a nitro group. Yeah, it would take some, like, really writing it out. More drugs, obviously. Just more drugs. So far, I haven't looked hard enough for any, spoilery posts. I just want to know what the chemicals are. That's, like, the most important thing to me. Let me in the cage! I can't read that. Just say, and something to pass that as something made me journey. Made my journey. And now? Ugh. I can't read that at all. Perseverance. Something noon. From heaven around. About me. And could not see death.
Come back.
me. Gosh, that's wind. Into. Come into. Came into. I came into. Damascus.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
Dude, is this it?
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an Ariel, a beacon that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Oh, he's not dead. He's flying. Like an angel. I'm sure I just ruined that moment. And it all fades to black.
Come back.
So who was Esther to him? An old girlfriend, a friend, ex-wife, sister? And whatever happened was complete hell. So maybe the outbreak that he was talking about before was of syphilis somehow. And he's talking about keeping people off the island, would ward off rescuers. Essentially, everything was closed off. so that nobody could come to the island to possibly get infected. Mm. Also, these Skippy, PB, and Jelly minis are not that bad. I still think there's too much bread and not enough peanut butter. And there's too much of the type of bread they use. I think it's wheat. I think it's wheat. Whole grain wheat flour. I think it's better with, I don't know. To me, a peanut butter and jelly of anything tastes better with white. Although white is terrible for you, and just the texture and the taste altogether is, I don't know, it's just so much better. But also maybe if there was a little less bread. I watched all the credits. I think overall, you can talk about an indie exploration game. There is some of the story you can miss. But it gives you something to think about, especially with all the writings on the walls. And if you're really into science, figuring out the chemical formula for whatever it is that's being shown. It definitely had religious notes to it. Let's resume. Let me see what this does. Let me see if it starts me back where we were. Yeah. So this puts you at the last section of the chapter. And we have 4 others to get to. Let's go to main menu. So, go to start. So we just did the lighthouse. So these are all so this game is essentially over. So the beacon is where we were last. Okay. That makes sense. So you can come back. No new commentary. But go to like each portion and maybe get more of the story. So I think that's pretty solid. Something to really look into. If I was more invested, I would have written down all the chemical symbols and maybe the circuitry that shows up that I have absolutely know nothing about, except my minor encounter during physics when we were doing that like real world stuff. So, would recommend it. Even though it's short, 2 hours long. This game is 2 hours. Plus or minus, if you just run through it, I miss a lot of the story. Plus, if you do look into all the additional stuff. It's a sad story. But a solid story at that. So, I'm gonna take a break, and I think we'll go to Stepmania after this. I have about another hour and a half left. So I'll do that. I'm just gonna put break on the screen so y'all can listen to the music. This is pretty solid stuff. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Y'all take a break if you need one.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close the game out. It's going to take a minute to load Stepmania since we have about 15,000 songs. So I'm going to go to our official break screen and close out of the game. And then open this bad boy up. You've got so many songs to get through. Just downloaded. I dropped a container. It's okay. It didn't bust open. Especially for you all. Y'all would dig into that popcorn, wouldn't you? Alright, now we gotta change our game. Gosh, you just seem so uninterested in anything right now, Jubilee. You're so tired. I'm gonna take this off. And then switch our game capture to Stepmania. Excuse me. May not show anything right now. It's just a loading screen. All right, let me go switch our game name. Which I can only do, well, I can do it for everything except for YouTube. Which, sorry. That's all I gotta say about that. I don't understand why. I actually do wish YouTube did that for live. Did it in chapters like Twitch does. That would be an improvement. I will also take song requests, but I don't know if I have all of the songs people have. And I'm also going to be removing some, probably some classics, because it's going to be very important for me, if I enjoy playing them or not. Because there's some, it's like I enjoy playing every once in a while, but I have to be like in the mood for it. Wow, I wish I could type. It's still loading. Weekend. Update all. Okay. Titles changed, game name changed. Food should be here in about an hour and a half. That's when I intend on ending the stream. I'll have to check status after a while. Could just be like off, on, off, on. I'll just leave it on though. It's almost ready. Oh, it's so big. It always goes like full screen, but it's in windowed mode. Excuse me. I don't need a mouse anymore. Let's go ahead and make this a little smaller. One, so I can see chat. Two, so it doesn't encompass the entire freaking screen. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. And it's ginormous. Alrighty. Sound. Turn it down just a hair. Graphics monophobia has frame dimensions that aren't a multiple of 2. I didn't say that yesterday. You just suck it. Well, we're gonna play it as our first song. So.
Inside my head, there's a little place left for you. What do you know? What do you know? And all I want is to find out what you're going through. What do I know? Maybe the silence is dangerous.
I wonder if that was worse than the first time. Just gotta get the notes, hit it right with the finger, especially with the holds. Personal record 7596. All right, we went through. Okay. So we play this one. Okay. What's this? Four minutes long. It's an entire song. I think the majority of these like hardstyle songs are an entire song instead of cut up.
Kids were born with severe brain damage. Most died before the age of 12. Those few, those precious few who survived, they would wake up in the night, curled up in the corner of the room, screaming, clawing at the wallpaper, because when these little children, you see, closed their eyes at night, they dreamt only of murder. It didn't take long for us to realize that the real nightmare was that these so-called dreams were about to come true. These murders were actually happening.
It looks like the sound's okay. I think this will help. Even though there's no reason to have Evermedia on, at least I can see. Least I can see. Okay. I did do that one, okay. I'm interested to see what this looks like.
Diarrhea coming out of my diarrhea coming out of my fucking my balls. Diarrhea coming out of my diarrhea coming out of my balls.
Guys coming out of your ass, guys coming out of your ass, guys coming out of your ass, guys coming out of your ass.
My balls. My balls. Diarrhea, 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 diarrhea.
Asshole, 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 asshole. Asshole, 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 asshole. Oh, you come on,
My balls. My balls.
What? Okay. Now I know what that song's like. I don't know if I ever play it again. It's fucking weird. And the reason why my stream's on that. Da 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 da.
Show me how
It's not completely terrible at all. I think good though.
Don't let me get you slipping, or you'll end up dead. Keep those feet moving, cause we're going mad. Keep those eyes open, hold your head up. I can see you tripping. Give up.
I was definitely thrown off by the beat in this song. Thrown off quite a bit, as a matter of fact. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just not going with the beat or if it was only going with the vocals. It's hard to tell. I don't know. I just want to see if I can do it. Ugh. After the stuff I've done. Yeah, it's still going too fast for my eyes. But that's actually a new score, so. Let's do this one. I know I'm specifically looking for like hard style and hardcore and stuff, but I'll stop in between. Ooh. Oh, wee. I think I'll do that at work this week. Maybe I'll go through like the songs I don't like and go ahead and like delete them.
Don't wanna do a cover song. Call me silly and call me fool. Only because I break the damn rule. Don't fit business, but I don't care. Music is more and more we share. Won't give up, just follow my way. That's what I've got to say. This is not another cover song. Done for the money when ideas have all gone. One for the music and two for dance. This was my first and last romance. This is not another cover song. Done for the money when ideas have all gone. One for the music and two for dance. This was my first and last romance. Have a vision, a new idea. Know what I want, that's why I'm here. Have a message, found a way. No more silence when there's something to say. Don't fit business, but I don't care. Music is more and more we share. Won't give up, just follow my way. That's what I've got to say.
And that's where it stops. Lame. That's pretty good. Ba-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Nobody likes the records
that you play.
Nobody likes the records that are right. Nobody likes the records that you play. 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 All right, all right, all right, all right, right.
Africa.
Nobody likes the records that you play. Nobody likes the records that you play. All right. Nobody likes the records that you play. All right.
All right. That portion is sampled in so many songs.
Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us. Nothing's gonna stop.
surprised there's more Gammer than Darren Styles. Or Hixie. Honestly. Or Scooter, for that matter. Yeah, this might be unplayable on hard. Hey. Man, you all are just worn out because it's all gloomy outside and not even interested. Oh shit. I didn't mean to start that again.
rated the additionals of this? Jubilee, you messed me up, but that's okay. God, you're such adorable. She's cuddling right up next to my side. God damn it. Fucking adorable dogs. Our dogs are so adorable. She's 60 pounds of greatness. She really want to lay down next to me? Monkey butt. Here, let me move this out. Wait. I missed it. Never let a dog lay on you while you're trying to play one of these games. Whew. Maybe it's a little distracting. Oh, I'm so tired. Why am I so tired? Let's see what this is about. I ended at the right point, too. That was horrible. Horrible. I don't even like the way it sounded.
It's party time.
this one.
I really did. This would be something I'd love to do on a pad.
Are you crazy? Come on!
I'd take off your clothes.
Da, 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 da.
And I'm glad the background didn't totally, completely screw up my computer, which I'm surprised that it's doing now. It's not actually doing that before, like it used to. Before, it would cut out a lot.
This is the beginning of progressive attack. This is the beginning of progressive attack. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of progressive attack. We start the attack.
That was actually a pretty good song.
This is
Oh, baby. Two of my favorite people. That wasn't too bad. Some of the notes I didn't agree with, but hey, it's all right.
Discotronic Remix.
All right, I'm curious. I'm very, very curious.
Discotronic Remix. Discotronic Remix.
That was actually not a bad song. If I can get my fingers together. No pun intended for this one.
Discotronic Remix.
Nope.
We need to scare them. We need to scare them back.
Oh my god. It's like Anger Fist. No. I'm interested to see how this turns out. I would not do it on hard, but let's see what it looks like. I'm interested. Holy shit! Oh my god! And that's on medium. Whew. No thanks. Excuse me.
You think you're doing some damage?
2 + 2 is
10. In base 4. I'm fine. In base 4. The only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
Excuse me.
Maybe you could settle for that and we'll just call it a day.
Sorry.
I guess we both know that isn't going to happen.
My fault.
Deploying surprise in 5, 4. Time out for a second. That wasn't supposed to happen. I'm fine. You will be baked, and then there will be cake. The weighted companion cube cannot speak. Thank you for helping us help you help us all. When the testing is over, you will be missed.
Target once. Who are you? I don't hate you. Who's there? I don't know.
When the testing is over, you will be missed. Only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
Excuse me.
Maybe you could settle for that, and we'll just call it a day.
Sorry.
I guess we both know that isn't going to happen.
My fault.
Maybe you could settle for that, and we'll just call it a day.
Uh-oh. Not functioning. Are you still there?
You will be baked, and then there will be cake. The weighted companion cube cannot speak. Thank you for helping us help you help us all. When the testing is over, you will be missed.
No way.
And then I was wrong. We pretended we were going to murder you.
That was great. Uh-oh. Not functioning.
That was actually a pretty neat mix. Huh. See, once you get to know like what all the points are, then you'll miss the bombs. But that's pretty fucking cool how they did that. Pretty fucking cool if you ask me. Oh my god. Nope. Fingers not today. They're both snored. Shit. like stopped, so maybe the song is behind, or the song is ahead. Oh man, that's a little off. Report to the baseline. She snores so loud. Yes, Jubilee, I'm laughing at you. You're snoring so loud. Everybody can hear you. Oh my gosh. Oh Jesus. I don't know what this is, but let's just play it. Oh my gosh. I'm so floored right now. It's hilarious. I totally lost it to begin with. Fuck. As soon as I lose it, I lose it. It's done. Let me see what 7 is like. God. Like, if it weren't for all the fucking jumps, do something else. That's irritating.
rock me Amadeus, do it, do it, do it, do it. Er war ein Punker und er lebte in der großen Stadt. Es war in Wien, war Vienna, wo er alles tat. Er hatte Schulden, denn er trank, doch ihn liebten alle Frauen. Und jede rief, na kann man rock me Amadeus. Er war Superstar, er war populär, er war so exaltiert, because er hatte Flair. Er war ein Virtuose, war ein Rockidol. Und alles rief, na kann man rock me Amadeus. Do it. Come on, rock me Amadeus, do it.
Okay, I just had to play it. That was fun though, even on expert. I mean, that song's not terrible because it's a slower song, but that was fun. I wonder if I could do it that hard. I finally came up to it. I still did terrible in that song, but I know there's like different versions. She hit me. Oh, God, you believe? Oh, she got me good. She got to me good. Oh. All right. Let me check on my order. Where art thou, Chrome? Here. You want to go to tabs. Oh, he left it with the order. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and end it here. The order, the dudes should be coming soon, and you all don't want to hear a bunch of dogs barking. Let's do Rock Me Amadeus. So I'll send you all off with this. So thank you guys for hanging out and chatting and lurking and all the things that you do. So like, follow. We will be back on Monday, 10 a.m. Hopefully no later. We're going to be more Xbox games. So since we'll be home as normal. Thanks for sticking with me these past couple weeks as we gotten back from vacation and doggy sitting. So I will see you all next week. Follow the social. Have a nice weekend.
Ein Punker und er lebte in der großen Stadt. Es war in Wien, war Vienna, wo er alles tat. Er hatte Schulden, denn er trank, doch ihn liebten alle Frauen. Und jede rief, na kann man Rock me Amadeus. Er war Superstar, er war populär, er war so exaltiert, because er hatte Flair. Er war ein Virtuos.